Alright, what's up guys, MAGiK'S here, and you guys are watching MAGiK's Workshop Episode 1 now. I announced this new series a few days ago on my channel, and here we are with the first episode. It was actually pretty crazy. I posted the Google Docs in the description, actually like a few hours late. I forgot to do it when the video actually came out, because, you know, me being an idiot. So, we actually ended up getting like 30 responses, which is absolutely crazy. You guys are amazing. So that's pretty crazy. I don't think I'm going to be able to get through all of those. That take a long time, especially like if I even get there. By the 30th episode, I'll probably have like 100 responses. So, you know, I'm not going to be able to do everyone's, unfortunately. But, you know, stay in it. You know, like, even if I don't judge your edit, it'll still help you improve if you can watch me judge other edits, if that makes sense. So anyways, enough procrastinating. Let's just watch the edit. This edit is by Swayy edit, so, you know, shout out to him. Go sub to him in the description below. Let's take a look at the edit.
I know I'm gonna be safe. I've never felt so high, and maybe it's all a lie, but I am never gonna die. Kiss music makes me feel alive. I have never felt so high, and maybe it's all a lie, but I am never gonna die. Kiss music makes me feel alive.
So as you guys can see, this is an episode edit. It's an episode style, and first off, I'm going to start with the upsides of this edit, what he did well. The CC, the color correction, wasn't actually that bad. I mean, obviously it could have been a little bit better, but the CC wasn't that bad for an episode edit. It was a little bit bright, and I'll talk about that later. And also, the flow wasn't bad at all either. Like, the sync wasn't that bad at most parts. It was actually decent at some parts. So, what you could have improved on, though. So, as you guys can see on screen, at the intro parts, the plexus, you could have done that a lot better. And let me just explain this. What I mean by this is, if you can see, it's kind of like around the text, and it just kind of looks awkward. There's just, if you messed around with that for like another like 30 minutes or something, just played with settings, because that's what I do when I mess with plexus. I don't like just go for a standard effect. I just mess around for like an hour and see what I can come up with. If you did that and you actually tried to put in an amazing effect, I think you could come up with something a lot better. So that's the first thing. Also, at some parts, the plexus were like inside the wall, so just make sure. I can probably do a tutorial on how to fix that, because that's probably the most annoying thing with plexus. I can tell you guys that right now. When your plexus goes like inside the walls, and then it just looks so nasty. But yeah, I could probably do a tutorial about fixing the plexus being inside the wall and everything. So throw it in a comment if you guys would like to see that. The text in that intro cinematics could have been a little bit better too. It was just some standard 3D text, I'm guessing with like Element or something, and the reflections looked a little bit weird. They didn't really match the scene well. And Baker's Touch, I've linked this in my videos before, but he actually did a great tutorial on compositing your 3D elements, and basically what that means is just matching the colors of your text and other 3D elements like the plexus and the 3D text, basically matching those colors to the colors of the scene. So the opening cinematics were on grind, so say you wanted the text to be a little bit more orange, right? That would make the text match the scene so much better, and the text would just look so much more realistic. I'm rambling a bit. I'm gonna move on. You guys get the point though. Basically, you could have just focused on the plexus a little bit more and focused on improving it and making each effect really worth it. So next up, once we get a little bit farther into the edit, these flashes and CC are just way too bright. They're almost blinding. No offense, but you know, in future edits, you're definitely going to want to make your flashes, if you even do flashes, because honestly, I used to do flashes. I don't even do flashes anymore, man. Like, that's some stuff that you saw like back in 2013 stuff. I mean, they're still cool to use here and there, but I wouldn't use them as like a main effect in an edit, because I don't know, I just don't like doing that anymore. That's up to you though. If you guys really want to include that in your edits, go right ahead. I'm not going to tell you how to make your edits, but if you do use them again though, make sure to make them a little bit less bright, because it was very, very bright, and that plus the bright CC just made the screen like completely white. So that's a little tip there. Next part, work on your sync. Some parts were a little bit choppy, and I have this problem too. I'm guessing you use Twixtor, or maybe even time remap or something, or maybe even the clips with 30 FPS, and I'm just blowing smoke right now. But yeah, if you look, some parts are a little bit choppy, like it just skips frames. Like you go one frame and then you see that frame for like a second, then you see the next frame, and then you see that frame for like a second. If you guys understand what I'm trying to say. So if you could try smooth that out, I know Real Smart Motion Blur is a great plugin to help you with that, and Twixtor as well, if you can get that to work, because I know my Twixtor kind of screws up sometimes. But yeah. Also, yeah, this with like I was saying about the sync, some parts were kind of off sync, and they were kind of weren't synced very well. Like some of the gunshots weren't perfectly on the beats, and you just want to basically ramp preview it and make sure all the gunshots are perfect, because that can really make or break an edit. If the gunshots are perfectly on the beats, it just makes it sound so much nicer if it's synced completely perfect. Alright, my next comment is that as you guys are seeing on screen, you use this scope effect, and Nordic did a tutorial on it. And to be honest, every time I see a tutorial effect, or I see an effect that some big person like Nordic or Baker did in a tutorial, it just looks nasty. Like, no offense to you, obviously, I'm not trying to break you down here, but it just makes the edit a lot worse when you see effects that have been used a bunch of times, because you know that effect only hasn't been used by Nordic. I've seen lots of edits with that effect just because he did a tutorial on it, and trust me, effects get old after a while. Like, I'm starting to recycle some effects. I need to come up with some new effects myself, to be honest. But yeah, my tip for you is just try to come up with your own creative effects, because that will make your edit so much better than other people. That's what I'm trying to do every single edit, make my edits different and as creative as possible. And finally, you guys are seeing an example on screen as well from the edits. Some of the effects were just a little bit too basic, and what I'm trying to focus on when I'm doing my effects, and you know, you guys know me, I'm not really a flow editor. I focus more on the effects, even though I probably should be focusing more on sync at this point, because I really need to improve my sync. But lots of the effects were just basic, and like when I'm trying to do an effect, you want to focus on, instead of doing more effects, making all your effects that you do use really, really high quality and really, really good effects, rather than more effects, if that makes sense. So what you guys are seeing right now is a bunch of white solids basically masked over different parts of the cinematic. So like the gun, the player, stuff like that. If you maybe set the solids to overlay or another cool blending mode, maybe added some different effects to the solids, I don't know, you could just mess around with that, or maybe add some inverts, added some glitch effects, I don't know. You can just want to mess around. That's what I would do in that scenario when I'm trying to come up with something cool. Just literally mess around for like an hour and see what you can come up with. That's my tip for everyone watching this video. Just mess around and screw around and see what you can come up with, and come up with the most original, creative effects you can, and try to make them as advanced as possible. So that's about it for the edit. I mean, good job on the edit, Sway. It was a nice edit overall, other than all the stuff I broke down for you. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to submit your edits to the Google Docs forum down below if you guys would like to see your edits in next episode. As always, thanks for watching. I've been MAGiK'S, and have a great day. See you later.